Hello there everyone, it is me, Brandon, and this is officially the first video of 2026. But in this video, we are going to take a look at the custom articulated Keizer Ghidorah figure 2.0. The reason why it is a 2.0 custom rather than just a custom because this isn't my first custom Keizer Ghidorah figure. I made one before, and after months with it back in 2025, I did not like it at all. And I believed I could do better, so I removed the paint and started over. Without further ado, let's put this show on the road! Paint and detail. The paint I used for the gray parts or the primer were assorted acrylic paints. Even though gray or dark gray would be suffice enough, I used a mixture of black, brown, and or brown gold for the base paint. For the gold I used is specifically the Citadel Color Layer Auric Armor Gold, which I got from a trading card store, and one container is enough for me to paint the figure. The eyes are literally just red acrylic paint, and I had to be precise to paint the eyes. Lastly, I used pink for the mouths. With this single reference of the kaiju, I try to replicate the colors of Keizer Ghidorah. Even the gray patches in the front and all over was fully intentional, just like the suit. The detail overall is more or less similar to the 2004 9-inch vinyl figure with minor modifications on the mold besides the cuts and the epoxy sculpt for the joint separations. But for my custom, which is optional for anyone who wanted to recreate this custom, I 3D scanned a few parts, 3D printed them, and used those parts instead of the original. But as long as you have the complete base figure, it's completely optional. But I just wanted to test my 3D scanner and printer. The heads from the Godzilla head magnet, and I chose those heads because they look more detailed, more accurate, and is easier to add articulation. As of now, the head magnet only made the middle head, so I had to get 2 more and use the original vinyl horns from the original heads and place them on the remaining 2 heads. I could have used epoxy sculpt for the 2 heads, but when I tried, it looked weird. So I took the easy way by just using the original vinyl horns and glued them on. I forgot to mention that the base neck part is removable and has magnets attached to it, so it connects to the body. Articulation. All 3 heads have ball joints in the jaws, so they open and close like jaws do. The necks are also ball jointed and have the same cuts all the way to the base of the body, plus the necks are hollow, which means they are free floating and adjustable. Fun fact, when I posted my new custom Keizer Ghidorah figure on YouTube and Reddit, it did not have additional cuts to the base of the body, and the outcome made the necks more limited, especially the middle neck, to the point it could not look straight up without looking awkward. So I added more cuts to the base, and now the articulation looks more natural and moves better than before. Basically, an upgrade. The front legs are also ball jointed, which can move forward and back. And the knees have a natural bend with the use of the Sh Monsterarts GVK Kong's mold knee pieces. Front ankles are ball jointed but are slightly limited, but it's still articulated nonetheless. The wings can move up and down, thanks to yet again with ball joints, but these ball joints are retractable, which is why the wings are able to move up and down without limitation. The back legs are on ball joints and is a tight fit and the hardest to attach due to the short joints are. Yeah, how short the joints are. My script has a typo. But they can move forward and back, have a knee bend, and ankle tilt. Lastly, the tails are on a single ball joint and have basic ball joint movement. In summary, I use ball joints specifically from LEGO for the articulation, and they work pretty well, but they can be loose. But for the solution, I use hot glue, and it works. But I don't use too much, and I made sure I moved them to spread the glue before it cures. Size comparison. Here are some size comparisons with various figures, and since the custom uses the 2004 vinyl figure as the base, the scale fits well with other figures like Monsterarts or Hiya Toys. Maybe the official Monsterarts Keizer Ghidorah figure might be bigger, but since Keizer Ghidorah is 140 meters tall compared to Heisei King Ghidorah, which is 150 meters tall, and Monsterverse King Ghidorah, which is over 150 meters tall, I think this custom still fits perfectly, but I wouldn't mind if he was bigger as well. Here are some fun facts about my custom, if you consider them to be fun. This custom was inspired by another custom Keizer Ghidorah figure made by 2001 GMK with similar cuts and engineering to the legs. Their version of the custom, in my opinion, is amazing. I like how the custom kept the original heads but modified them to make them have articulation, and added detail that the base figure barely had, like the chin spikes and the spikes in the back of the lower jaw. I also like the engineering and the paint job. The added blue really gives the figure the nighttime look, just like from the movie, in which I wish I added to give my custom an additional color scheme. And the knees on both pairs of legs is simple, yet effective, which is what I based my figure's knees on. But one critique I would give this custom is that the back legs are backwards, but I bet those can easily be fixed or are fixed already. For anyone wanting to tell me that an official Monsterarts Keizer Ghidorah figure has been teased, yes, I am aware of that, and that leads to another fun fact, which is that I was working on this custom for a couple of months before the official Monsterarts tease, but I stayed committed to finish the project. In conclusion, compared to my previous custom, I think I did way much better, and I have come to appreciate this custom even more than before. I hope someday I'll be able to see the official reveal and get the official Monsterarts Keizer Ghidorah figure, and have my custom and the official figure side by side, and in terms of Keizer Ghidorah merch, the more the merrier. Hopefully in the future, I'll make more custom figures, and the one I want to make next is Rodan 2004, but it's not guaranteed if or when I'll start that project. And Monsterarts might make that figure, but honestly, if they were to make any other Final Wars kaiju, Anguirus would be next. But let's continue. Thank you all for sticking around till the end, and I'll see you all whenever I upload again.